behind the scenes before the show. This one's going to. Trying to reconnect. Aloha. Hi, friends. So we are live on facebook.com/love.lorene, Quantum Resonance Radio on YouTube. Welcome, everyone. Today we are here to talk about your health and energy, natural health and energy. Aloha, Mecca. So I need to actually make a disclaimer now. So I did post one on facebook.com/love.lorene. So everyone or anyone who is interested in finding out what my disclaimer is, it is on my Facebook page, love.lorene. If you have questions, please enter them under the video. You can send a private message if you want to call in, and you can send a private message. You can send your question in a private message also and ask to keep private if you like. Aloha, Tracy. Aloha, Smoke and Eddie. Hi, Mecca. Okay, how's everyone doing today? Let's talk about your health and your energy. I can't hear anything. Can you?
On the YouTube, it's coming through.
Oh, okay. I can't. These earphones aren't giving me anything.
Let me check it on Facebook.
I'm going to unplug them. Well, aloha, Daniel. Aloha. How are you? How's Zion? How's everyone's health? That's lovely. So please go ahead and share this show with your friends and also your groups. Our goal here is to help as many people as possible with their health and energy and whatever else is on your mind. So since we are no longer broadcasting from KPFZ, we can talk a little bit more freely about what is on our minds. And I like to talk about things that I would love to make you aware of because of the craziness of the world that we're living in right now. So I do like to talk about things like crazy packaging on your food and how to get toxins out of your body after taking too much pharmaceutical medicine, and things that are even a little bit more leading edge, I guess, or touchy. So, oh, my mama's on here. Aloha, my pretty mama. Aloha. Whoa, Daniel. Zion shattered his arm. So I know he's a pretty active kid, and I'm sure he's got some good medical care for getting that reset. What a great thing from our Western medicine, getting stuff like that taken care of. And I know you take good care of him in a natural medicine sort of way, in a natural healing sort of way. Daniel's saying that he's fearless, making a full recovery. He's got 2 rods in his arm through each bone for the next 9 months. Things with us are good. I just got my foster care license, and I'm flirting with the idea of opening a daycare. Wow. Glad to see you're still in the mix. Thank you, Daniel. Aloha, cousin Evan. How's your health? Daniel, congratulations on all of that. And, you're saying that Zion's going to have these 2 rods in his arms for the next 9 months. And then at that point, are they going to remove them? Is it a temporary thing? And he's still growing, I know, because he's not even a preteen yet. Aloha, Papa Mike. How's your health? How's Grandpa's health? How's Robin's health? How's everyone doing? You getting ready for your grandpa-ness coming up here? Oh, good, Evan, you're doing really good. Glad to hear that. I would love to hear about your personal wins and your challenges, how things have been going since I last talked to you, or if I have never spoken to you, how your health is, how your family is doing. These things are really important to me. Aloha, Aaliyah. Aloha, Guadalupe. Yeah, so type me in a little of, how you're feeling, your wins and your challenges. I'd love to hear about that. What stays, Evan? What is he saying? What are you talking about? Aloha. Oh my gosh, Shayna's on. Aloha, Shayna. How is your practice? I would love to hear about how your business is doing in Southern California and your practice working with patients. I would love to hear about that. Well, folks, today, okay, I know I said I was going to read the disclaimer, but since I don't have it in front of me and Carter's working with my computer right now, just know that that disclaimer is on my Facebook, facebook.com/love.lorene. And it's important to know that everything I say and everything you say, viewers and participants, is our own opinion. And it is our right under the First Amendment to free speech. So we do enjoy that right here in America. And also that what we say is our own opinions and doesn't reflect any affiliations that I might have or that you might have or have had in the past. This is all me and you.
Did you want to read it? Did you want me to pull that for you?
I kind of want to read it, but didn't want it to be like a pain.
Well, it's right here if you
want
to.
Okay. Okay, so let me just read the disclaimer I wrote. Can't really see it. Can we make it bigger? Okay. Carter's trying to make it bigger. And I did want to also say that in the audience here, in my own place, in our brand new studio, which is my super cool room, I have with me Victoria of Easy Fun Cleanse fame, and also Carter of Helamela fame and other fames. And they're both here to support me and to help make it a better experience for all of you. My disclaimer, official announcement, declaration of good intent. All views, information, and opinions in all shows produced and productions or events shared by Starshine Entertainment, Lorene Lee, and guests including natural health, sciences, physics, energy, spirit, teaching, Real Talk Hotline, or other shows and live broadcasts and events are for educational and entertainment purposes only. All views expressed are personal opinion or perspective and free speech under the First Amendment and do not in any way constitute official statements on behalf of Quantum University, KPFZ, TV8, or any other establishment or entity. Share with best intentions for the highest good of all. Hallelujah. All is well. Listen responsibly, love one another, and consult your professionals, folks. Aloha, Jackie. Good to see you. Hi. So, Daniel, let me open up your comment here. Daniel is talking about Zion, who just had surgery on his shattered arm because he's a wild child. And yes, he says the rods are temporary, but because of the severity of the break, he required surgery. I was scared for him, but he was seen at the Children's Hospital in San Francisco. And when I walked into the OR, it looked like a set for Star Trek. Wow. I will say I'm proud of him. He didn't even cry. And I heard the bone snap from about 25 feet away. He launched himself out of a swing and then came down head first on his arm. Lesson learned. I'm excited for this new show without having all the censorship. Thank you, Daniel. Me too. So on that note, do you want to say anything that you weren't able to say before? because sometimes I do. And so I feel a little bit better about that. And hopefully, any of the places I've been affiliated with in the past or in the present or in the future will feel good about our disclaimer and be happy for us moving forward that we are out in the world helping people and doing what we can for the highest good. So there's that. So please comment if you have comments. If you want to call in, send a private message and we'll get you the phone number so you can call in. And we're still working out all the technical stuff. But on YouTube, we're at Quantum Resonance Radio on YouTube. So check that out. And on Facebook, we're at facebook.com/love.lorene. Please share this with your friends and family and your group so that we can help as many people as possible. It's great when you have about an hour to help people and you can help as many people as possible in a short amount of time. So that is my goal and something that I love to do. So help me help you as much as possible. Aloha, Michelle. Wow, I haven't seen or heard from you in ages. And Smoke and Eddie was on here as well. So that was like 20 something years ago in my past, these old friends. So welcome. And how's your health, Michelle? I would love to hear about that and how your energy is and how you're doing and if you're happy. So yeah, so Carter's here and hopefully he'll pick up the guitar at some point and play some music for us in the background because that's pretty much our favorite thing that he does. And Victoria is here, easyfuncleanse.com. Victoria, do you want to come say hi? Oh, you're the guitar holder. Oh, how sweet. Let's see. Can we see you on this one too? Ah, there she is.
Hello.
So tell us, Victoria, how does your garden grow? And you got to speak up a little loud. I noticed last time I couldn't hear you as good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's doing pretty good. I can always be doing better, of course. But I do have corn. I've got lots of zucchini. So you got to have a lot of enemies when you got a lot of zucchini. or you make a lot of enemies.
Yeah, because you have so much zucchini. I know.
It just grows like popcorn.
I already have so much zucchini in my kitchen from you.
Yeah.
I can't eat it fast enough.
Oh, neither can I and the dogs or any, we all just were just chowing down. I got huge beds of worms, so I'm feeding the worms. Everybody gets fed zucchini.
Oh my gosh.
So everybody's probably becoming allergic to zucchini as we speak.
Oh my gosh. Why do you grow so much zucchini?
It's not just I grow so much, but I grow several different kinds. And then just because of the way the plant flourishes itself, it just produces so quickly and produces a lot for a plant. But yeah, I had like the yellow crook neck, the yellow straight neck, the different levels of green and black and
Those
the scalloped.
What about those little
patty
ones that look
scallop.
like spaceships? Those are the scallop
little
ones.
patty pans, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and they come in different
Those are
colors. Yeah, so I like to do all the colors, all the different kinds. So it's really more of that. Then once it takes off, it just goes. And then I try to grow them in concessions, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same as the tomatoes, just all the different plants, green beans. Every couple of weeks, I try to plant seeds. So things kind of keep going throughout the season. And although I didn't grow it, but a friend of mine grew a watermelon, and I just gave that to the dog. Well, I set it down, and the dogs got it.
Why'd you give it to the dogs?
Well, they got it. They got it when they could reach it, and I wasn't thinking. We're going to share it.
Actually give it to.
Yeah.
You were going to share it with
Well,
them.
I was going to share
Your heart
it.
was in the right place.
I was going to share it, but they had a different meeting, and they decided they were going to share it amongst them, and I was going to share it. So they sent me off to work. We got something to do. So
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Yeah, and we're picking more strawberries. Strawberries. I have the ever-bearing strawberries, so they go from the spring to the fall.
Oh wow,
So, yeah.
yummy.
Yeah.
So
Well, apples. I got lots of apples coming on. Mr. Carter, I got some apples coming for Carter. Pears. I got
we
red.
can make apple pies. So
Yeah.
just so you know, you can make pies that aren't junky. So you can make like superfood pie crust with almond and coconut flour, coconut oil, and some like B grade maple or coconut nectar, and it tastes really good. And then you can make your berry sauce on the inside, or your apple sauce, which is like chunky apples. I saute them in like B grade maple, some cinnamon, and a little vanilla, and I put that in the middle. And so, I mean, it's amazing. And we do one way that I love to do the pie, so this is a new thing, is that I put nuts on the bottom, like a blend of the nuts with
That's nice.
yeah, pecans and walnuts and whatever you got, almonds, whatever, and then put the honey
Yeah, the pecans are nice.
and some butter,
Mhm.
and it makes like a caramel all around it. And I put that on the bottom, and then I put the berry sauce on top of that.
Mhm.
It's like out of this world, and it's superfood when you have it like that. You can give that to your kids for breakfast, and it's like better than any breakfast food that's processed on the
absolutely.
shelf. Right? And they're
Right.
eating pie for breakfast. I mean,
And it's fresh. Like I say, now I'm
Yeah.
picking pears. I got red pears and the green pears.
ooh,
And
pear
I
pie
just
would be super
picked- I
good.
shouldn't be telling you this. I got them in my truck. On the way over there, I
Really?
just stopped and picked some fresh nectarines. I should take a picture of the
my
tree. Yeah, the tree is
real
fresh
ones that
nectarine
are
off the tree.
organic, like
Yeah.
somebody's just growing them.
And I didn't tell you where the tree is
Don't
either.
tell me because I'll get arrested.
But I got a little bag in my truck. I was going to bring them back. I don't know.
We can make nectarine pie. I mean,
Yeah.
really.
Nectarines and blackberries. Like my
Yes.
property line is most, not totally, but a good portion of it. I have a 7-acre parcel, and it is like lined with blackberries. So
Wow.
it's a lot of blackberries.
Oh my gosh, that sounds
Yeah.
so good. Blackberries are so good for
So
us.
I eat really good in the summertime. I
Fiber.
just scarf. I eat all the time. The winter comes on, and it's just soup, and we're just downhill.
Right? Soup the whole time.
It's
Well, I
just
was
soup.
thinking it's when you're growing your garden, it only goes for so long,
Mhm.
and it's done like at the end of fall. Well, when winter starts coming, we have a few winter things we can grow, but
Mhm.
I always know that it's almost coming to an end because Carter will book a trip to Indiana to harvest at his family's farm, and then I know like it's really starting to wrap up. And
We can do a lot of greens, though. I do a lot of broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, that kind of thing, or even the peas, snap peas, sweet peas. So I'll start growing some of those. I get pretty heavy frost, so I kind of got to watch where I plant them, how I cover them, and what kind of time frame I have for them to, come to fruition before the storm hits.
so you can do your Brussels sprouts in the winter.
Mhm.
And what about your broccolis? Because I remember you growing some pretty like food of the gods size broccoli
Yeah.
sometimes. Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing because lots of gets ahead of me. Because coming from a farmer, from when I was raised on a ranch, and everything we grew like nothing less than 100 tomato plants, for example. So everything was always in volume and mass. So I still have that in my consciousness. So when I plant, even just for myself and my dogs and just friends, family, but I still plant like 100 tomato plants, 7 broccoli plants. But it all goes somewhere. It goes, but it's just that to people to buy a 6-pack at the nursery or whatever they do, I just laugh at them, a 6-pack. What are you gonna do with that?
You're talking about the starts when you start
If
selling
I
them at
don't
the
do-
beginning of the season.
Yeah, if I don't plant the seed myself, then I'll get I'll buy starter plants, or I plant the seed myself, pending.
Or
what
you
it
you
is.
sell starts too sometimes.
I've done that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a lot at the co-op, the health food store. I sold a lot of starts there, which is nice. I like the connection with the people.
Yeah.
But they really valued and appreciated it. I did a little bit at the farmers market. So the connection was really nice. They could really value and appreciate what it takes to start a seed, like a tomato. Yeah.
Well, so that's great. So
Yeah.
we have just our late summer yummy stuff coming up, and then you're starting to plant some winter stuff now.
Yeah, but well, pretty soon I will be, but also say picking apples and stuff like that, right? All those kind of things. But I just want to say it's real funny because I have some friends over here across the way in a trailer park, and I've been going over there dropping off little bags of zucchini at the different doors. So I noticed last time I went through there, they got a surveillance camera going now, so they're watching you dropping off the zucchini.
That's like me getting people now that I've started doing the show again, and needing to do disclaimer and stuff. It's like you're no matter what kind of good you're trying to do, you're getting on people's radars. You're like, it's just zucchini,
It's
folks.
If you can mix it up, not more zucchini.
Right.
Well, I don't, the worms can only eat so much too.
Yeah. Well, aloha to my good friend Bob Kind. Our kind brother is in the audience. I want to Oh, here, Jackie's asking, what can we grow in winter? So I just want to say, folks, if I miss your comment or question, I do go back later during the week and answer as many of your questions and comments as possible, which is pretty much all of them. Sometimes it takes me a while because I am working full time and then some. So please be patient. And Carter is monitoring as well. So, but he's doing like 9 things at once over there right now. So even he might miss a comment. So be patient, and you can ask more than once if you really want to get an answer live, or send a private message. Also, private message for the phone number if you want to call in. Jackie's wanting to know, what can we grow in winter besides like the Brussels sprouts and the broccoli?
Mhm.
What's
her time zone? What's her weather?
She's in California.
Kale grows really good.
Yeah, kale does.
The greens. Yeah, the greens. The
But not the
bok choy.
lettuces and stuff.
I
Collard
just
greens,
yeah,
certain
bok
yeah,
choy.
Like the real
Yeah.
hardy greens.
Mhm. Romaine lettuce is
Old
hardier.
Farmer's Almanac is a good website that kind of tells you that kind of stuff.
Old Farmer's Almanac. Carter's saying that's where you can go by season in that book. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a website where you go to Planting Calculator.
Ooh, plantingcalculator.com maybe.
It's,
Look it up on Google.
oldfarmersalmanac.com, and then type in Planting Calculator.
Oh, oldfarmersalmanac.com, and then type in planting calculator in a search there.
You put in your zip code.
Your zip code, put in your zip code, and then get some ideas.
It tells you like a chart of what you can plant when part of the year.
Okay.
Yeah, most greens, though, you just kind of think of cool weather crops, hot weather crops. Yeah, if you're in a microclimate area.
Mhm.
And even then, here in the summer, I can, grow obviously tomatoes and that kind of thing, but I still put a shade cloth over my plants in the heat of the summer because it's so intense heat here.
Well, it's
It
really
just,
hot here,
It
yeah.
just burn the plants, and you can smell tomato sauce,
Yeah.
So even no matter where you are, you want to just check your particular micro situation.
Oh, that's why Carter's saying go ahead and put in your zip code on that website and get an idea of what's good for your area.
Yeah, and you'll know in just your own yard. Say, for example, my place, because I get a little more frost, I can get snow on my property, which is amazing. But with that, I know I can grow cool crops, but then I get snow or that kind of cold. I got to be a little more thoughtful and protective that I go 3 miles down the road and they don't have any frost. So you just know in your little micro zone.
Okay.
I mean, but I just do that myself.
You get used to it.
Yeah,
And they
yeah, you
also
just
have
gotta
for
get-
the winter, Jackie and folks, they also have it where you can get these little pads that you plug in that you can put under.
Mhm.
Those aren't things that you're planting in the ground though,
Right,
because you do have stuff that you plant in the ground. But I've seen people cover things with glass or cover
Mhm.
with clear plastic
Mhm.
to make like a little
little
mini
hats and stuff like that. You can take off in the daytime, put back on at nighttime. If you're going to, depending on your frost level. A lot of plants like strawberries and various greens can also take that frost. And, take the
in the
cold.
winter.
Yeah, because it depends on what level you're talking. Yes, you can do that. 'Cause I can get by a lot of it, but I know it's going to hit down a certain low. Then I want to make sure I cover things, just because it can get pretty icy, pretty cold. But I'm talking about the north side, where I plant a lot.
Okay.
Just because I'm just watching, you got 4 sides of your property, So
Well, it depends. Some people
Mhm.
might not have all of that because they might
Right.
have too much, who
Mhm.
knows what, buildings or trees
Yeah.
or other things on different
Mhm.
sides. So,
Which can be beneficial too,
Uh-huh.
because that can also help, your cold spells, the cold snaps.
yeah,
Those type of things can help.
yeah.
Yes, and I use that, for my too hot or too cold. I use different things to help protect the plants for that.
Okay.
So,
Oh, so that's good. So it really depending on the season, and there's so much that can be done. And
Mhm.
that was a really great resource that Carter shared with us. The website. Could you type it in, Carter? Carter is
In the chat.
typing as me. So he's gonna put that link in the chat for you to go onto their website and check that out. Farmer's Almanac. Mecca wants to know what's good for the joints, and so Mecca. First, a couple things that are good for the joints are good fats, omega-3 fatty acids that you're going to get in some of your really good food like coconut oil and some wild caught fishes that are clean, which is harder and harder to get nowadays because of the contamination of all the water on the planet. So it's a kind of a tragic, just very sad situation when it comes to seafood. I used to eat a lot of seafood, and now I eat very little seafood because of that. Even, and it always is wild caught, and it's always from the colder regions. But yeah, I don't get it in restaurants. I'm just really super picky about that. But anyway, good fats, good oils. One of the things that really helps your joints is washing out toxins. And so if you've taken medicines in your lifetime, pharmaceutical medicines, and if you've eaten any kind of processed food or restaurant food, and I use the term restaurant very loosely because I'm also talking about really junky fast food places, and just regular restaurants too, right? They're all processed foods. They're all cutting corners and putting toxins basically on your plate. And so the more toxins you get rid of, the better it is for your joints. And so those are a couple of things that I would really like to recommend. There are kind of natural medicine exchanges for pharmaceutical medicines that can cover up or help relieve symptoms of joint pain. So that would be something like turmeric and pepper, different spices and stuff that can help your joints. And
turmeric is really nice.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a strong flavor, so you can just put it in everything.
Right.
That's what's nice about it.
Well, you have to use pepper when you use it because it helps your body be able to use it. So when you just sprinkle it on everything and you don't use pepper with it, then it's not working.
We can take some turmeric aside. I've done that with my other different herbs and spices put together. I take the pepper and I've already pre-put it into the mix.
So you make your own blends.
Right. So
I love
I'm
it.
able to then just sprinkle on and have to think about
whatever,
which is all fine, but I already have certain things already set up.
Right.
So I can just take it and I put it in jars. So I'm actually putting it in my hands. I put it in there and putting it on there because I think I'm more of a consciousness about how much to put in by pinches than I do by shaking.
I really love that, actually. I find that whenever we have spices that we did a blend and it's in a little dish, I enjoy it a lot better. And when we did our Easy Fun Cleanse book, we talked about making all of the measurements be like pinches and splashes and smidges and specks and
it's part of the feeling too. When you're feeling it's interesting because you can sprinkle it and you're going, is that enough? Is that enough? You kind of keep guessing, but when you fill it with your hands and get that kind of association, it's interesting how you can take that same shape and put it in your hand and pinch and go, that's enough. You can feel it, you sense it, and it just goes with it. And so just well, you shake forever. It seems like I don't know, I'm getting close.
Yeah, exactly.
Too much.
Exactly. And that's the thing is with the too much. Once you did too much, then where are you? And it's also just that kind of relationship with the cooking that is just really so much fun
to
so
hands-on.
Get into it. Yeah, because it's like the main ingredient pretty much in every recipe is love, and excitement and enthusiasm for your family and the people that are going to eat with you. And so when you're touching all of it, and really just getting in there and working with it, I think it makes a really big, it makes a big difference.
You start getting the feel in a relationship and getting back to your food.
Yes. So Tracy is asking, I did want to, Victoria, I wanted to ask you on that last question is, are there things that you can grow in your garden? And I also mean just maybe you don't have a full-on garden. Maybe you just have a windowsill or you have are there like herbs or certain foods that you like for keeping your joints in good shape? Before we pop off that subject, because we do have a couple other questions.
Herbs are always a good thing in your window sill.
Right.
And those are real easy to grow. And it's a perfect conditions.
Talk about
for that.
getting your hands dirty when you're cooking, and
Right.
you know, popping
Right.
some leaves off, or some stems, or
Right.
you know, whatever you're doing, you know.
I did that in my
love it.
cafe, and I'm just outside my own box all the time, my
Mhm.
own field. But I had in my kitchen windows, I had pots of fresh herbs growing,
Yes.
and those pots were then taken to the table for the customer to actually pick from the herbs and put it from the plant onto their food, which is
Oh.
incredible because the response of the customers was so unique and caught off guard. They're going, "What is this?" A lot don't even know
Right.
what herbs are. Where
They
they
think
come
you're
from.
putting like a, you know how they put a rose in the vase.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, they're thinking that, which it does kind of double as that. Smells amazing, super healthy, and the fact
Mhm.
that you're also honoring them and trusting them with your plants that you grew.
Right,
You
right.
know, you're saying, go ahead and have some. I trust you to not hack it down to the
Oh, yeah, they're
bottom,
very good.
or
But,
take too much, or you
right,
know.
but a lot of it was interesting, just the education. These are different people of different ages. So the education, because they're so used to dried herbs, like
Mhm.
you would say the salt in a shaker,
Right.
if it's parsley in a shaker. So here you give them fresh parsley plant. They're
Right.
going, they had to think for a minute. Now, this is the same parsley. Do you have any real parsley?
Right.
So that's the education we've got to take it to their table. Going, so what is this? You know?
Yeah.
So just that part was really fascinating for me to see other people not understand that this is cilantro, this was basil,
Mhm.
very popular, and people didn't know what it looked like in real life. Like, you know, what is a pineapple? Does it on a tree? Does it grow on a
Mhm.
tree? What is it? How's it grow?
Right. Pineapple's very interesting question,
Yeah.
because when I lived on Maui, you can see across the water, you can see Lanai, the pineapple island. And I
Mhm.
was like, and especially if you get some binoculars and you look over there, you're like, where's all the pineapple trees?
Right, right.
And there's no trees. They all are growing underground. And the little, what do you call this part that comes up is, you know, is all the ground cover. And so, yeah, mind blown. That was, you know, I was like early 20s or something when I was like, oh, pineapples don't grow on trees.
I know. So it's the same with
Pines
the
and
herbs.
apples
Yeah.
grow on trees.
Yeah.
Like, what? What is this? What's going on
So
here?
that's good to grow in your window. Plus, you can do like radishes because they're very short crops. They grow very quickly, and you can put them in intervals.
Garlics and onions. What do you think about that?
I've never tried them inside, and they're more long term. Although
Mhm.
onions, you might try because you can do them at different levels. Like I'll grow tons of onions because I grow them anywhere from with our chives, with our green onions,
Right.
with
The
our full
chives and the
onion.
green onions.
Yeah,
would
so
be
I
nice.
stagger them so I can have them throughout the whole adult.
Mhm.
Also, just good when you grow things in the window. I think just because of being kids, being able to see and feel and see
And
again
smell
where
it.
plants are coming from, not
Mhm.
again just from Safeway,
Mhm.
you know, that kind of thing. So yes, so there's several things you can grow that's nicer climate just being in your windowsill.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Well, I like with the
the greens
onions.
again.
Yeah. I was just going to say about the onions and the garlics and stuff with the sulfurs, and you know, there's really good health properties. Well, to all of it,
Mhm.
obviously. I wanted to. So the next question I was getting to was from Tracy. She asked about a certain brand of women's gummy vitamins. So with vitamins, I have like an opinion about vitamins. So since you asked, I'm going to go ahead and share that with you. Okay, so my first opinion about vitamins is, first of all, if you're going to take vitamins, the first thing you want to do is read the ingredients and find out what things they put in there that are not helping you. And most times there are going to be things in there that aren't helping you. And I want you to be aware of that, please. And the way you do that is by reading the ingredients. So read the ingredients, and if there's things in there that aren't helping you, then you probably don't want that brand. Me personally, I don't like brands of vitamins that are on the shelves in general. And that might sound crazy coming from me, since I'm all about nutrients and vitamins and minerals and aminos and just, you know, everything.
A lot of you have to watch the sugars. I noticed that they often put sugar even in different vitamins.
Yeah.
Like those
Especially
synergy.
those gummy ones.
Especially the
The
gummy
gummy, yeah,
ones, Carter's saying. So
Yeah.
and not only that, but there's other ingredients in the gummy ones which I don't like, and I find them unnecessary. So my first answer is usually get your nutrients out of your whole foods that are organic and whole, because the way that the food interacts with your body is natural, and you're getting the whole food. You're not taking a piece out of the food and trying to put it in your body and think that your body's going to know how to work with it. Because all the nutrients in a certain food work together synergistically inside your body. They're made to go in your body and work with your body, your complicated, beautiful, amazing body, the way that it's supposed to work, right? So first, whole foods. That's my first favorite thing for you to do, especially if you're not also having toxins all the time. So if you take toxins out of your off your menu for the most part, or 100%, anywhere between the most part and 100%, and then you're putting whole foods in that works naturally and synergistically with your body, you're actually able to use all of those nutrients. So an easy thing to do is think about what nutrients are you trying to get. And it's real easy to do a Google search and just say, what foods are these nutrients in? It's pretty much that easy. So then you're gonna be able to get all your nutrients that way. Second, if you want to take supplements because you're trying to get a lot of nutrients in a little tiny little bit, I want you to be aware of something. So most vitamin companies, supplement companies, they are growing a nutrient. So it is a chemical version of the nutrient. And I'm pausing deliberately because I want you to hear what I'm saying. The nutrient is created in the lab like a pharmaceutical, right? So you're not actually getting it in a natural form that your body recognizes that your body can work with. So that is important. If you still want to take a supplement, there are very precious few companies out there that make nutrients, supplements out of whole foods. It's not the same as eating the whole food still, but it is my next best thing to that. So how do I feel about your women's gummy, Tracy?
Don't hold back.
I won't, because I have my disclaimer up now, and I'm not connected with any companies at all. How do I feel about that, Tracy? Is I am so proud of you, and I love you for thinking of yourself in that way, that you are making that effort to get those nutrients in your body. I think it's awesome and amazing. Plus everything else I just said before that. So I want you to really rewind and re-listen and learn what I'm trying to tell you, because if you're taking a chemical copycat of nutrients and you're putting it in your body because you're trying to get better and give yourself something good, you're kind of wasting your money. And what are you doing when you could get it from food? Or you could spend a little bit more money and get the actual whole food supplement from a company that's making the whole food supplement, and cry, man, because it's a little bit more expensive, But look, you're worth it. Not only are you worth it, but just think of all the years of supplements that you've been buying on the cheap because, you don't want to spend a little extra money, and all that money you've been wasting. You wasted all that money. So why not spend a couple extra dollars and actually get something that is going to be working in your body, right? It's going to actually work. So now you're not throwing away money. every time you take one, your body's going to work with it more like a food. Do that. Get your whole foods, grow your garden. Victoria, she's on Facebook, guys. I mean, she's not on Facebook. She has a
I'm
Facebook
forever
page.
learning.
She has a Facebook page. But I'm just saying, if you want help with growing just fresh herbs, growing something in your garden, Victoria just loves to help. So let me know if you can't contact her directly. Just say, hey, I sent Victoria a message on Facebook, and then I could call Victoria, which is like her old school way of doing stuff. And like, yeah, she has a phone at her farm. Like, this is huge.
It's 2 cans and a piece of string.
Yeah, in between our 2 properties. Yeah. So I can let her know that you're there for that. And then, Carter, are you available for that as well? To
Sure.
answer questions? Carter is a master gardener, and he grows the most nutrient dense, amazing, delicious.
I've been to his property. I'll witness to that.
Mm-hmm. And he does super humble, awesome things like go get training from Ron Love at Love Farm, and work with other people and keep learning. And so and him and Victoria work together a lot of times on each other's gardens. And so I want to say aloha to Edwin. Aloha. He said hi to us. And Jose, my cousin Jose, was on for a bit. And Sabrina's here. Sabrina, I don't know if we shared this on your group yet, because I only have 10 digits on these 2 and then 10 digits down there, which don't work as good. And Carter doesn't know all the groups yet that we want to share with, but go ahead and share with your group if you like, and want to get the rest of your questions answered and your comments looked at. Oh my gosh, would you? I bet when I smell them, I might go crazy. Okay, so Victoria's going to go get some of those nectarines. She's just trying to make me crazy with the smell. Aloha from Canada, Sabrina. Oh my gosh, she just brought her most beautiful energy here for us. Hi, sweetie. How's your health? How's your energy? And what do you have to share? Also, Aaliyah, if you're on here, I wanted you to talk a little bit about your group. Love you too. Oh, Sabrina, so good to see you, sweetie. Mecca needs help with her garden. So Mecca, you want to get in touch with Victoria, who will do consults on the phone to help. And you can also find Carter on my Facebook to ask questions as well. Let me see. Doing this. Comments are going kind of fast. So, okay. So yeah, if you want to get help with the garden, you can definitely talk to Victoria about that. I love growing things, but I'm not the best gardener in the world. I'm a great cook. Like, if you grow it, I will make it into something amazing. Right, Carter?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So there's that. And I have the recipes too, if you want help with that. So someone was, I can't see all the comments here, but someone was asking about wanting to get off of certain pharmaceutical medicines. And Mecca, if that was you, I want to say that I know that that you've made some really big changes in your health, and you're making so much more progress, because folks, sometimes it takes a little while. Aloha, brother Troy. Hi. Yeah, sometimes it takes a while to like really get on track when you're used to doing things a certain way, and either for health reasons or energy reasons, or there's a lot of different reasons why people decide to make really big changes in their lives. And it can take a while. So sometimes you're just doing a little bit at a time. You're just making these little changes over time. And then once you start doing that, and when you start getting toxins out and getting nutrients in, you see how good it feels to have that. And then you also, when you kind of fall off a little bit and get back to the junky way, or make some exceptions or whatever, then you notice you don't feel good. And so it actually makes it easier for you to make more progress. And so, Mecca, since you've been doing this for a while, and we've been talking about nutrition, health, nutrition, energy, all of it for years now, and you have been making a little bit of progress as you go over the years. And now this year, you and Brother Troy are both really just shifting, making even bigger changes and bigger shifts, which is great. And so what happens is that people will naturally be taking less medicines the cleaner their body gets. Your body starts needing less and less medicines. I want to make sure that you're going to check with your doctor before you make big decisions about changing how you do your medicine. It's really important because there's things that you definitely want to know. A lot of doctors, and I do complain about this because they'll give you a bunch of medicines over the years while they're your doctor, and they almost never are going to tell you something like you're going to need to wash the toxins out from these medicines, or you're going to have problems later in your life or sooner, right? They never it's not like the standard thing that happens. So I complain about that. But when you're going to try and stop taking a medicine, then you definitely want to check with your doctor. You absolutely want to make sure that you're doing it in a safe way. And also with thyroid medicines, sometimes you've had your thyroid removed. There's certain reasons why they're going to give you a medicine that we can't just answer real quick on a show. So if that was you, Mecca, or Tracy, you both know me and have known me pretty much all my life. You can always just get in touch with me and we can talk about your specific situation more in depth, because that is important. You don't want to just go off all crazy, just throwing all your medicines out right away. But what will happen is the healthier your lifestyle, and that means nutritionally, but also energetically, and also with these kind of self-care things like meditating and sleeping well and getting out and doing things that you love, and having people in your life that are good to you. Like, there's so many aspects of having a holistic and healthy lifestyle. And the more dialed in you get that, the less you're going to need pharmaceutical medicines. It's just a natural thing. You can get to the point where you don't need stuff like that as much. Work with your doctor. Hopefully you have a holistic minded, integrative medicine type doctor. Those are the best kind, in my opinion, because they're not just feeding you medicines all the time. They're actually looking at you as a whole person and doing things, not just making sure you're getting nutrients instead of just pharmaceuticals, right? But they're also doing things like making sure that you're happy in your life, making sure that you're washing your toxins out, just doing the whole picture. And that is really where we've come. We've had like about 100 years of this kind of pharmaceutical Western medicine thing where all of the modalities that were natural for hundreds and thousands of years before got put in a negative light in order to raise up the Western medicine way. And now that they've had their year of glory or whatever, things are coming back around full circle, where we're saying, well, traditional Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, these more holistic medicine approaches that have been around for hundreds and thousands of years are actually working. And to be able to put it all together, take the good of everything and put it all together, that is really, I think, where we're going moving forward. more on the leading edge of medicine. Out there on that leading edge, there's also amazing things like energy medicine and the whole foundation of quantum physics and all of this really stuff that I love, that just gets me going, gets me jumping up in the morning and, excited about my day and excited about helping you, working together with you, teaching you what is going on, because things are really changing. And this 100 years of surgeries and pharmaceutical medicines is also showing its side effects, and so now we're trying to deal with that. So that was a little bit of a rant, if I do say. So I had a ton of comments on that. I don't want to. Okay, so here again, if I miss your question or comment while we're live, I will get back. I will get to them during the week. I am working full time, and I'm also working part time on the side, working together with some of you and doing other things like the mass communications and productions that I do with my Starshine Entertainment to help more people. My goal, which I might as well throw that in there, share this with your friends and family, because we want to get everybody possible as much help as possible. This is free right here. This is totally free. And so let's all pull together and help each other out, okay? Michelle is making a comment. She says she's, let me see if I can get, I'm trying to see the whole comment, Michelle. She's saying, I'm recovering from a bowel resection in March this year. My doctor says I must take B12 for the rest of my life because I'm missing the part of my bowel that helps with B12. Any vitamin companies or foods that have B12 that you can think of would be cool. Good to see you on here again. I'm doing all right, still fighting stage 4 ovarian cancer and living. Excellent, Michelle. Okay, so B12, they actually do, there are some companies that have, like I said, the more natural versions of vitamins. I would look into those. And then B12, you can do, they call sublingual, where it's either a little tablet that dissolves or a liquid. You put it under your tongue and it can be absorbed more quickly by your body. I don't really have a problem with B vitamin supplements. There's nutritional yeast, which is super yummy and healthy, that you can add to your, sprinkle on top of as many things as you like it on. That would really help. And then with your cancer, I would like to invite you to check out cancertutor.com. And they have a lot of information on alternative cancer treatments. They do talk about Western medicine cancer treatments and how to deal with the side effects of that and the toxicity of those treatments, which is important, very important. And you also want to be aware of natural ways to fight cancer, which I'm all about. So if you want to message me on that or consult with me further, definitely let's make that happen, so I can help you get pointed in the right direction as far as doing simple things on your menu, drink and food wise and herb wise, and energy medicine wise, that are going to help you deal with your cancer situation. So thank you for asking that question, Michelle. And I'm here. Sabrina had some advice. Lead a holistic lifestyle. Hallelujah. Preach. A daily practice is the secret. Daily meditation, yoga, physical exercise, connect with the universe every day, eating healthy. Let me see if I can get the rest of this comment. And proportionate meals is the start, is the beginning, is how you start, the foundation of it all. And I'm kind of ad-libbing and adding to what Sabrina is saying. She's saying when you're sick, only use holistic healing alternative modalities. And that is Sabrina's opinion, which she's entitled to. Disclaimer time again, under the First Amendment, you are entitled to your opinion, and I love your opinion. So thank you for sharing that. Aloha to Jason and Fairlight. Aloha, friends. Oh, thank you so much. Sandy's on. Aloha, Sandy. How's your health, sweetie? Sandy is like a really good example of energy medicine in your life, just daily practice and feeling blessed and blissful and just the benefits of that on a regular basis. It's such a joy to see you here, Sandy. Okay. Sabrina is saying, getting off all medication is very important. There's nothing wrong with people who are on medication. It's the disconnected system and worldview that is not in alignment. So of course you cannot adapt to dysfunction. Absolutely. See, this is great because you want to think about what was happening in the world before we had all the pharmaceutical medicines. Yes, there were, we weren't as advanced in natural medicine as we are today. So, we learn as we go. But at the same time, there were a lot of things that were taken care of that people get prescribed medicine for nowadays, which can be handled in a natural way. And also, there was a severe, very noticeable lack of side effect and symptom illnesses, syndromes, and diseases that weren't present before pharmaceutical medicine. So there's also that. However, if you think about our friend Zion, Daniel's little boy that shattered his arm, he did have a surgery to put his arm back together, and I love that he did that. That was really, really great. Sandy is saying, you and others will take over pharma. They are very corrupt. You are the future. Sandy, I love this free speech thing. It's so awesome because we can have our opinions. We can say it. People want, when we do something like this, when we go out and we are trying to help really large groups of people, everybody wants to be part of telling you what you can and can't do and what you can and can't say and having a piece of that. And so please look at my disclaimer that I posted on Facebook for the folks watching on YouTube, Quantum Resonance Radio channel. The Facebook is facebook.com/love.Lorene, and I will post the disclaimer on there as well. But my point is, let's just say what we think, okay? And let's say it with love and the best intention for helping the most amount of people possible, because it is up to us. It is our thing. We are the future. We are on the leading edge of all of this. And at the same time, we want to realize that we're in a world with Western and new modern medicine, as well as the old ancient ways and the cutting edge new stuff. And it's all of it has some value. Okay. So we don't want to, in our rants that we do about, the pharma is very corrupt in this. I agree. I totally agree with that. And I also agree that, if somebody, a little kid or one of us old folks, goes out and shatters our arm, that we might need a surgery and we might want some kind of a pain medicine to be able to get through that very first bit before, and some of us wouldn't need that because we do our daily practices. Like Sabrina was saying, we are dialed in energetically this is a real thing, folks. It's not just me who has witnessed this and seen the evidence of it. It's many, many, many people who know that this is a real thing that you can do without medicines. And but for the majority of people, you might need that help.
Stepping stones.
Yeah. And so we don't want to definitely, we want to just say, take the good of all of it and put all of that together. And also we are all individuals. And so what works for one of us might not be the exact thing for the other of us. But the goal is, honestly, Sabrina, Sandy, and those of you who are in this mindset and have witnessed the evidence of the facts of energy medicine and intent and all of these things that surpass the need for the kind of worldview and modern medicine kind of, loopy loop that we're in today, that we all invite you to move more and more toward that perspective. So to benefit you and your family and the whole entire planet and probably the universe at the same time. But, you know, like Victoria was saying, it's stepping stones. And so we're getting there, right? And it is a bit of a process.
Yeah, don't
So-
do it all or nothing, because then you can defeat yourself.
Exactly. And that's why I was talking to, I'm not sure, but I think it was Mecca who was asking about the thyroid medicines, because those medicines replace things that your thyroid was making. And so that is a delicate situation. It's almost thinking about somebody that's doing Western medicine cancer treatments, where some of us might not opt for that. But when you're in it, then the shift is different. How you deal with that is different. And so we don't want to kind of go off all crazy over the deep end saying, throw away every single thing and never go to the hospital in an emergency. And like, don't be, be smart about it, folks. Okay. And I'm always here, if you need to ask a question, you can send me a message or get a hold of me. And that. So, right. Sabrina saying people do have to get off medicine slowly, and it is a process. And you definitely want to include your healthcare team. Here's what I like to say about your healthcare team is your healthcare team is your healthcare team. They work for you. So you let them know what you want and ask them how they're going to help you get there. And if they can't, or they try to boss you or act like you have no business being in charge of your healthcare team, they need to be fired. And you need to get somebody that is actually going to work with you on your goals and what you want, because you are in charge of your health. Doctors and all the medical care professionals, they're people just like me and you. They put their pants on one leg at a time, just like me and you.
I don't. I put them both at the same time.
You do? Oh my God, sometimes I do that too. Oh my God.
I always hit the
Victoria's
floor
so-
running.
She's so unique. Yeah, right. Hit the ground running. Well, you're such a
Ride
busy
the slide,
person.
I'm out of there.
You have to put them. But okay, let's not forget the point. They're just people. They're just people. They're not 100% right all the time. And they're less and less right, in my opinion, as time goes on, because of the coming back to what Sandy said about the corruption of pharmaceutical companies and that are behind the curriculum in regular medical schools. And so doctors are getting taught the new names that they come up with for side effect syndromes and stress syndromes, and just like, they're coming up with new names for illnesses because they're making a new medicine for it, right? And so, yeah, we definitely want to be looking out for all of that and realize that a lot of these doctors are trained in curriculum that is put forth by pharmaceutical companies or is backed by pharmaceutical companies, or that the whole thing is one crazy mixed up connected thing that's like, growing out of control. So once again, my opinion, please refer to my disclaimer. Thank you. And so with that said, sometimes I start a thought and I don't finish it, and I don't notice it until later if I have an occasion to review the video, which I try to do for to make sure that the quality is okay, and the audio, and that to just kind of see how we can make it better next time. And then sometimes I'll notice like, oh, I just only answered that question halfway, or went halfway into that rabbit hole and then got the heck out real quick. Bearlight, aloha. She says, let's connect after the show. Aw, they want to feature us on Meet Your Maker Spotlight Media and Technology with Facebook Live.
Meet your
Ooh,
maker.
how cool. Let's definitely talk about that. I'm so excited, and I just love what you're doing all the time. First Fridays in Middletown. Okay, let's see.
We can go to Milltown, do a program from there.
Sabrina's saying that these doctors are not at all connected, not evolved, hence they are blinded by the system and their opinion is worthless. Well, Sabrina, I tend to agree a lot with that, but not all the time. And here's why: is because these doctors are also people, just like I said. So obviously they're not perfect, and I wish that they could get a fuller education on what they're doing. But at the same time, being that they are people, like for example, let's take Bruce Lipton, who is a teacher at Quantum University, where I studied natural medicine and quantum physics and energy medicine, the whole thing, alternative medicine. Dr. Bruce, and you can find him on everywhere on the internet. I even have a couple of his rants. No, I'm just kidding. His talks on my page, because he's insanely brilliant and infectiously enthusiastic and super crazy smart. So there's all that about Dr. Bruce Lipton. But the thing is he started as a biologist, teaching biology in regular school and teaching the kind of biology that in quantum physics and in the new type of physics and science, we left all of that in the dust, which most people don't know that yet. But Dr. Bruce knows about this. And so the thing is that people like him, right? They went all of a sudden, when they realized that something was screwy with their education, they went, whoa. And then they started to wake up, and then they started to figure stuff out. And then they are, not only do they have the benefit of that old way that they learned their medicine, the old science that they learned, because it's not all junk. It's not all, that's the thing about integrative. Integrative means that we all have a worthy little bit to bring. That's really important. And so I don't want to just put a blanket over the whole of Western medicine and say they're all disconnected and they're all, trouble or whatever, right? I want to say that I love them, the fact that they even went to medicine to a lot of the times with a good heart to try to help people. And I want them to come, like a lot of them will come to alternative medicine. They'll go to integrative nutrition because they didn't get nutrition credits when they were going to medical school, and yet here they are a doctor, and they don't even know that if you're eating a crappy menu, that it's making you full of toxins and making you sick. So now what do? They took it upon themselves to go get a little bit more education, open up their mind, not be completely closed-minded. Where the closed-minded thing comes from is when companies and entities that have an interest in you not doing a healthy thing or listening to your intuition or working with your energy, when you do that, then maybe you won't need so much of their product or whatever. Then what they want to do is they want to pretend like if you're a nutrition expert that you're kind of hippie, or you're like they have all kind of buzzwords and all kind of perspectives to try to make it like you're not the real thing, right? So to be able to be aware of that fact, and to have these medical doctors and nurse practitioners who were traditionally trained really in just how to prescribe you a medicine or a surgery, I mean, that's kind of nutshell in my opinion, right? That once they take it upon themselves, because they really truly do want to help people, and they go out and learn some nutrition or some energy medicine or alternative medicine, get into Ayurvedic medicine or whatever it is, right? I love them for that. I want to put this love out to all of those type of practitioners, because we're all on the planet together. We all have to help each other out. We really want it to be integrated. We really do. Because just like we're not nuts with our alternative medicine perspective, our energy medicine perspective, our quantum physics foundation of stuff, we're not nuts. But guess what? They're not nuts either. They also have their benefit. And if we realize that everybody has something to bring, that's when we start to integrate it. And instead of having this big giant gap, I can't even make a big gap on the screen. Like instead of having like a big giant gap, we start to come closer and closer together. And you know what happens then? Balance. Then we start to get balance, right? And then everybody is kind of more balanced, right? And we're finding the benefit in all of it. And so that is really important. That is because I do talk trash about pharmaceutical medicine and pharmaceutical companies and their crazy commercials and making up new diseases and the big agriculture poisoning our food. And like, I just get all up on my soapbox and talk so much trash. But at the same time, we live in the world with all of this. And so, like, I remember when I lived on Hawaii, we were talking about the pineapples earlier, that these scientists had come and they were saying, check out these awesome pineapples that we made. And they took a knife and they cut the outside of the pineapple like almost like butter. They were just like, and they take the fruit out and it's super sweet and it doesn't give you that weird thing on your tongue. This, folks, was back in the early 90s, and that was a genetically modified pineapple. And so modifying something genetically isn't necessarily corrupt. Look at Luther Burbank. He is a botanist, and what he did was he like started splicing and making new varieties of food and gorgeous flowers. And I mean, they do it with dogs.
Speaking of different colors and produce and
But at the same time, I'm going to be the first one to hop up on my soapbox and talk trash about genetically modifying certain kinds of foods in certain ways and doing things that aren't healthy and good for us, right? So this is what I'm saying about living in a world where we need to help balance things out. You know, the only positive, or one of the positive things about talking trash about these toxic things that are in our environment and that we're being tricked into eating and giving our kids and all of this is, there's dangers in that. And that's why I want to be sound the alarm, right? It's alarming. It is, but at the same time, we depend on big companies to make a lot of food to feed a lot of people, and we want certain, some things can be beneficial, and at the same time we really need to watch and have guidelines and sound alarms and do all of it. And so it really is a balance.
Yeah, it's really a hard call too. It's really a hard way to go because you do have so many people that need to be fed constantly around the clock. And so I'm going to totally pick on a lot of the companies because I think that even though they are corrupt, certainly, but at the same time, they're in a catch-22. How do you feed this many people constantly without making alterations with the fields, the plants?
I think it can be done.
People need to come, say, take more responsibility and become more.
I think it can be done respectfully and responsibly. I think the problem with that, rant time, if you don't mind, is that to make a quick buck, then you do things that are not in the best interest of an individual human. You're doing things that are the best interest of the bottom line, the investor or the individual making the money on it, right? And so because I feel like we can responsibly feed everybody on the planet. We have the way to do it. We know this one, to me, is this is a rant that I will still try to find the perspective for where we can balance it, but at the same time, I feel like it's really super corrupt at this point, and it is causing a lot of problems with genetically modified foods that are heavily sprayed with pesticides and toxins, food that is overproduced and then thrown out instead of feeding people with it. I mean, and there's so many things really that we could talk about that are a problem with it. So
we got fast food now too, where at one time we didn't have all of that.
Okay. Yeah. So
Well, the times have changed. Like say when I was little growing up on the ranch, we didn't have stores to go to. So that was a major difference. And we ate very balanced. We had live animals on the ranch, so we ate, we
Right.
slaughtered and ate.
And you're just going into the garden getting
We out the
something,
garden.
something
We traded with the
yummy.
neighborhood. I mean, which our neighbors were a long ways away. Yeah, we bobbed for grapes and all kinds of stuff as we piddled down, the avenues. So yes, a way different world than it is today by a landslide.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, these are some of the nectarines. I got a whole bunch of them. I just want to show just to kind of prove. Yeah, I kept little leaves. I'm going to damage your tree. But like this one's got a blemish on it, so you know that just picked up a tree. It's real because otherwise it'd been in their dumpster.
Exactly, and that's tragic.
It is. Nothing wrong with this. Got a little blemish to go garbage. So we're paying for it either way, but how sad to be paying for it in the dumpster. And you can't legally dumpster dive anymore because they've already pulled me up by my ankles.
Right. Was it, who was that? Somebody was telling us that there's a certain dumpster that they have at the grocery stores. It wasn't you, Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
It was somebody else. And she said, I don't even buy food. I just go get it from behind the grocery stores. They put it in this certain kind of bin. And she probably gets pulled out by her ankles all the time too. Because she's in there getting actual food.
Oh yeah, I used to get tons. They used to, before it became another law, I get boxes and boxes from them just clean off the shelves.
Yeah.
I have, say, the worms, pot-bellied pigs, myself, everybody. And they give me just free all these boxes we're going to throw away.
Because, wait, I just want to clarify, because she's feeding her worm.
Yeah, I'm feeding all
that she used for the casings for her garden and her pot-bellied pigs that are on the farm.
Gets
right.
fed. So when I bring these boxes, I mean, I'm talking about these, but they're banana-sized boxes. There's several of them. I got to pick up, loading it up. I take them out to my place. We all go through. There's nothing wrong with over majority of the food in there. It is simply, it's got a blemish on it. There's your blemish. There's your rotten. They got a new shipment just came in. Somebody touched it, put it in a bag, and put it down the road a little ways, and then forgot it or left it. They'll throw that away. If it drops and hits the floor, garbage. So I got so much food. I didn't have to, for everybody. But now they made it a law. They started saying go out back and pick it up. Well, then they started leaving out back, but now throw the dumpster. But when they throw the dumpster in the box, they throw all of it in with garbage.
Oh, and also the certain rotten stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like they're trying to
now
make it so it's
they
useful.
Let anybody have it. You can't get it, and now you don't even want to try to get there. So that's a real tragedy and sad that even for the homeless people who can pick through the dumpster, it's just become now it is garbage.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, so really I got more in the bag, but I got just tons. This sizes were just incredible. Off the tree. I just picked them just a few minutes ago. Oh, there's another blemish.
Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Well, I feel like I'm gonna go eat one of those here in a minute because I'm. Hopefully, we went a little over time. We did, yay! So that way, everybody gets what they need. You can type your comments and questions under the video, even when we're not live, and I will try to get to all of those for you. Send private messages if you have questions that you don't want to make public. I wanted to thank Carter. Thank you so much for helping with the technology and also the music. And people were commenting how beautiful the music sounds. Yeah, so that's lovely. So thank you, Carter said. Thank you, guys. And thank you, Victoria, for being here. I know it's a little early for us when we get into night owl mode on a Saturday night, but it's just really great to have the benefit of your wisdom and your, you're very entertaining and enthusiastic, and it's really fun.
I just want to say one more thing about blemishes, on things on fruit in general, is that we always, growing up in the country, when there was a worm or a bug would start eating on a piece of fruit. Today's world, it's garbage to throw it away, but at that time, that was fruit to pick and eat because nature knows that one's ripe, that one's ready, that one's juicy, good, and so that's what we would pick and eat first because it's good enough for them. It's good enough for us. From the other ones, weren't ready yet. They were sour or whatever. So anyhow, so a little blemish or a animal pecking on it absolutely could be a good sign.
You know what it makes me think of is like before we had all this like super properness and you can't like get the old food from the grocery store and the advertising stuff that kind of started in the 50s, and I'm going back and then I'm going back more and then back more and back more because there was a time when all those bugs and stuff were like kind of the bonus in the food. And that
Absolutely.
sounds disgusting.
Absolutely.
I can't, but I mean, I just think about that sometimes where like, if we didn't have all these grocery stores and stuff, like I wonder how far back it was when like certain bugs were like actually like, oh, let's go collect as many of those kind because we're going to make, you know, that bug soup or, you know, or however it was done. It's like it's been totally like cleaned out of our history. The fact that we're a bunch of bug eating.
Well, that's the thing. People want to get rid of all the bugs, all the food chain, they want to get rid of all the weeds, all the type of things.
Yeah,
I'm used to weeds.
dandelions get
Yeah.
killed with weed killer, and those
Everything.
are gonna like rebuild your liver and, you know, make you healthier. So, oh my gosh,
Or they want to buy
crazy,
dirt,
right?
and, soil with, you know, weed-free dirt. The thing is, if you don't have weeds in your soil's dead.
Yeah,
You know, you've got to have life, that green, and you turn those
Yes,
weeds into your soil.
and
or
the
you need
bugs
shade.
that are in there, you need
Yeah,
the bugs
you
and
need
the
that
weeds
food
for that.
chain to,
That's
you know,
another reason why our food is like so, like it doesn't feel good
sterilized.
when you eat it, and then it's just starting to make people sick. Deborah, she's over in New Zealand. She said she gets 2 banana boxes a week for her animals from the supermarket,
Nice.
and
Nice
they
they still
just
do
give it
that.
to her.
They used
freely.
to. Here. They used to. Yeah.
So, because she's not in America, she can still do that.
Yeah.
Tracy's saying thank you for everything
Good
and
for
big
you.
hugs, and have a great week. And I noticed somebody said aloha to you, Victoria,
thanks.
and it
Need
went
all the
so
alohas I can
fast,
get.
but we can look at it after and see who says hey. But aloha to
We're in
all of
competition.
you.
I need more.
Yeah, she needs a lot of
Need a lot more aloha.
encouragements and hugs and alohas in her life, and so do I, for that matter. But you know, whoever has enough aloha in their life, honestly, folks. And so please do share this with your friends, family, on your Facebook groups, because the more people that we can help in this short amount of time every week, the better life is going to be on the planet. And this is my life mission. I really want to help as many people as possible. So if I can do that in a short amount of time, of my free will, my free time in service, I just absolutely love this. I want to try to help as many people as possible,
Absolutely.
which is why we
Good
do
start.
this all the time.
Yeah.
So share this with your friends and family, share this with your groups on Facebook, and however else we can just get this out there. People can send me messages. I answer. There may be a day when I get too busy to answer, but then I'll get help answering. Like, I really want to help everyone as much as possible. And it was Fairlight. She says, it was me. Aloha, Victoria. Aloha, dear
They're my favorite
friends.
people.
Love you guys so much. Next Sunday, look at that. Next Sunday, 11/11, we're going to do it again. Listen to that pretty music Carter does. It's so beautiful. So thank you, everyone, for watching. Don't be shy. Oh, we have someone on our live stream on Quantum Resonance Radio on YouTube. Hello from Russia. Nice video, girls.
Wow.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you soon. Love you guys. Bye. I always can't figure out how to stop it. Look. Okay, go like that, but it doesn't. Carter, get in on this.
Nectarine time.
What'd you do? Oh, you flipped the camera. None of us knows what to do. Oh, there we go. There
Yes,
we
we'll
go.
play all week.
Love you, babies.
Watch us.
Aloha. Till next time. I did it. You're right. It was the one that said finished. I'm like, oh, no, not this one. End stream. See you next time, folks.
Take our little Flemish fruit.
Are you sure you want to end? Okay.
Are you-